I've been there. Been to the other side. The other side of tomorrow. It's scary. There's a lot of horrible things coming our way. But on the other side of that, it's a world so incredible. It's almost a fantasy. I didn't even believe it myself when I saw it. But I'll be glad when we get there. But in order to get there, I have to go through hell.
Time to wake up now.
Not done already?
It sure is. Final day. Your last life.
I think I have it.
It's about time. You kept us waiting long enough.
I think I finally got it.
Let's hope so. For your sake.
We'll see.
What's it about?
The weirdest dream.
Better be good. You've been waiting long enough.
I don't know. We'll see.
Might as well get started.
Lights. Oh, that's too bright, you guys.
Moan, moan, moan. You artist types are always complaining. Now, come on, get started. Get out of bed. You have an assignment.
All right, fine.
Wakey, wakey.
I'm up. Make the lights a little less bright next time.
Oh, man. You're always complaining about something. Don't forget, dear artist, we always got our eye on you.
Yes, I see you.
Time to begin your day.
Fine. You guys gotta see this. Okay, here we go. This is getting freaky now. It's just crazy here. There's so many files that we've gone through. We've got a lot of evidence, but we don't have it all. But they're coming, so we gotta go. Almost there. Oh man, this is so freaky. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I apologize for the picture quality.
I need the headphones over here.
Hold on one second.
Thanks.
Yeah, but this is the only camera that I could smuggle out of here. I'm stuck inside the basement of their building. The Ministry of Truth. I know it sounds like 1984, like so George Orwell, but basically, me and a bunch of other people have snuck down here. We're getting as much paper evidence as we can before we can get out of here. But we're trapped, so I'm not sure if we can actually get out of the building. So I'm recording this.
Almost finished. We have to go.
I'm coming, yes. Hold on, one second. Okay. just got this little tiny camera. I'm gonna get this video. Just get this on video. And hopefully, if we get caught, I'll hope this tape or this little tiny camera will be found by someone who can get this truth out, to get this information out. Okay, I'll get as much as I can. This whole thing is gonna sound totally crazy, totally wacko. And it does to me already. It's about our future. It's about the darkness that we have to go through, the hell that we gotta go through before we get to the good part, before we get through what everybody calls Armageddon, which is, it's not mankind destroying itself. It's not a nuclear holocaust. It's actually people coming against God, people trying to destroy God, trying to destroy his planet, thinking that they're going to come out of it on the other side in a world that they can control. But the people who are currently controlling the world now, they believe that they're going to survive Armageddon, that they'll get to rule the world afterwards, whatever's left of it. But they've just been duped. The people who are controlling the world, they themselves are being controlled by darker forces, darker spiritual forces. It's just, hold on. Okay, anyway, the evidence I found, I wrote it all down. Okay. Anyway, from what I learned about this group of people, that centuries ago they wanted to take control of the population. And the best way they can do that is through religion. It all started a long time ago with this person called Constantine. They helped set up a church way back, long time ago. 327 AD or something is when it all started, apparently. They've been using everything from religion to government to education to big businesses, especially the church. They're all being controlled by this group of 12 people plus one. And this group has survived by passing down their positions to their family members and other powerful people that can be used for their own benefit. Anything that can make money, especially a lot of money, belongs to them in one form or another. Patents, copyrights, industries, events, you name it, they have a hand in it somehow. These secret control groups, they control everyone. Hold on. Okay, we gotta go.
Well, look who just rose from the dead. Good morning, sir.
You're awake as well?
Oh, of course.
Good morning.
And a fine morning to you, sir. I'll talk to you later.
Is everybody awake this morning?
Get to work.
I'm going. Transport test. It worked. You guys gotta see this. just paranoid. I can't talk too loud. I don't know. Got everything written down. So if this doesn't survive, I'll mail a copy somewhere. I'll keep it buried so that somebody somewhere can at least have written evidence of it if this video doesn't make it. I'll just read it. Hold on. These secret control groups everyone is paranoid about, the Illuminati, the Masons or whatever, they're all just puppets for the larger group, for the baker's dozen as I call them. Or this group of 12 plus 1 as they call themselves. This baker's dozen, they control all the world's governments. Or not directly, but they have people in place in each of the governments that help make the decisions for the rest of us. They have global unity and have deceived everyone in the world for almost 2,000 years now. It sounds completely incredible that a single group could actually pull off something like that, that they could actually orchestrate every single event in the entire world, or at least most of them anyway. But their main goal is to create a single government. $1, one flag, one basic country over the entire world. All the race problems, the slave problems, the violence everywhere in the world, they've controlled it, they've manufactured it in some way or another, just so that they can bring about a peace, so they can create war machines, military machines that they will profit from. One of the main reasons that they want to take control over everything and everyone, so that they can manipulate the planet. They want to bring about Armageddon. They've got their bomb shelters. They've got everything they need to survive. They hope to destroy the planet as much as they can, and then come out on the other end and take control over everything. They think that if they destroy the planet, then God has no real purpose or need to come back here. They think they can defeat God by destroying His creation. These people, they're crazy. They're bomb shelters. They don't realize that they may survive, or they may be safe and sound, but once Armageddon happens, the entire planet is shaken, and most of the people in their underground shelters, it becomes their tombs. Once the ground is shaken, once the earth is burned, everything is turned over. The continents change, everything shifts, and most of the underground shelters, they get buried even further. Their shelters, they become, like I said, they become their tombs. Okay, we gotta go. And you're awake too? Fine. Have fun. Test number 2. I'm going to try to slow it down. I didn't show you this last time. This is the ionic quantumizer. It creates an ion field that helps to activate the gloves in order to transport matter. Let me just demonstrate it. Turn it on. Yum. Now that's what I call a hardly meal. Off to work. Oh, good. You got everything up and running. Already ready. Thank you, guys. You get an empty cup of coffee. I get the hint. You guys gotta see this. It's just crazy here. There's so many files that we've gone through. We've got a lot of evidence, but we don't have it all. But they're coming, so we gotta go. We're almost there.
We don't have that much more time.
Yes, I'm almost done. Hold on a second.
Jordan, gotta go.
Okay.
Quick.
We don't have much time. Let's see. Anyway, the so-called Baker's dozen, they're well firmly established in the 20th and 21st centuries. Let's see, where did it start? Decades ago. They first discovered a long time ago that in the Bible, there's a verse in there that talks about how this so-called Satan thing will give people control over the world, give people control over countries and societies if people bow down to him. And that's just what they did. They started praying to the Satan thing and they ended up getting control. I don't know if this Satan thing is real, but if God is real, then Satan is real, and these people, they seem to have enough control, so I don't know. You put two and two together there.
I'm gonna check to see if the card is gone.
Let's see. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, this is where it gets really sort of crazy. This is where it gets really conspiratorial. It talks about the moon and Area 51 and the fake moon landing and whatnot. Anyway, it says here, back in the 50s and 60s, the astroscientists discovered that no living thing could survive beyond the radiation belt around the planet. All the dogs and chimps they sent up, they all came back dead or totally radiated, as well as a pair of unfortunate astronauts too. But they just claimed that those guys were burned up upon entry anyway. But they still needed to gain the trust of the people by showing how powerful they were. So they decided to manipulate the minds of the people by convincing them of the moon landing. Oh yes, in this Area 51. The main reason no one is allowed to go there is because if they take pictures at ground level, they'll be able to see that the landscape of Area 51 is the very same landscape that they show in the fake moon footage. When you see the astronauts hopping all around the place, that's the same landscape as in Area 51. You would have think they would have taken bulldozers and changed the landscape by now, but if they keep people out, nobody's gonna find out. Anyway, and all those alien abductions, they've all been fake too. It's just like it was on that X TV show, whatever that was, a long time ago. These people in control, they faked a lot of the alien abductions just for the single purpose of being able to convince people that after the rapture happens in your time, when you're watching this, I don't think the rapture has happened yet, but from what I've seen, when the people disappear, the government claims that the rapture wasn't an act of God. It wasn't God taking people away. It was actually what they say, it's aliens taking people away, taking away the troublemakers. So the so-called moral majority that disappears, the sacred control group say the aliens have taken them away so that everybody else on Earth can live happily ever after. But they don't realize that once the rapture happens, that's it. There's only 7 years left of life on the Earth. After that, Armageddon. After the rapture is the tribulation period. Then comes Armageddon.
Getting it set up. Don't worry, you'll get it.
I'll step on either side of it. Oh wait, I'll do the other thing in close-up. The actual transfer. I'm gonna have my hand ready this time instead of trying to grab it in midair. Okay, here's a close-up. Okay, targeting system right into the glove. I hope.
Yes!
Do you have to? Fine, okay.
You guys gotta see this. It's just crazy here. There's so many files that we've gone through. We've got a lot of evidence, but we don't have it all. But they're coming, so we gotta go. We're almost there. So anyway, after the control group tells everybody that they're being removed from the planet, all the troublemakers are being removed, they open up the doors of Area 51, and they see these UFOs and these aliens. It's all been faked. It's all written here, but people will believe it because they want to believe it. So the whole UFO conspiracy was convincing people that the planet is heading into a time of peace, and that aliens have guaranteed that. Okay, I'll just read this verbatim. It took almost a year for the world to recover from the massive disappearance, but when it did, there was world peace, and everybody was free to party their brains out, which they did. Sex became the global norm, along with violence and anything else that would keep the masses intoxicated, blind, and numb. Especially blind to the deaths that resulted from sex, violence, and intoxication. The various religious communities that were left all united under a single steeple to proclaim that life and death were one and the same. There was no difference. It didn't matter if you died. It didn't matter if you lived. They believed it was all the same, thereby making the deaths of friends and family members no big deal whatsoever. Everybody was at peace with the deaths that occurred outside in the streets and those broadcast on television. Great wealth was generated by the broadcast industry, especially when people would call in and for the price of being the highest bidder could request on certain networks the sexual acts of any nature, and on certain game shows the death of people in any way they wished. Odd thing is, nobody noticed the ratio of people being killed for entertainment and the dwindling of the population. The first group to disappear was the unwanted, the street people that were contributing nothing to the global economy. Then the handicapped, the sick, and those already at death's door. The third group was the so-called couch potatoes, those who also made little to no money for anyone. Later were those who wanted nothing to do with the global system, those who wouldn't accept the electronic computer computerized identification system for the world economy. All those different groups were rounded up, put into concentration camps, and killed one by one in these game shows, or just for the heck of it. It only made sense that once the world was rebuilding itself to remove all the various problems that came with the many monetary systems the world over. So a single global spending unit was created, an electronic hacker-free system that relied solely on the information injected into or tattooed onto the individual. It was your choice, either a chip on the back of the right hand or under the skin, or an invisible ultraviolet tattoo on the forehead. Either way, it removed the credit card and the hard cash currency out of the global monetary system. Except for those who didn't want the new ID system. They were all rounded up with all the other undesirables and put into camps outside the various cities. One by one, they were used to help feed the public's growing need for death games, death sports, movies, and even scientific discovery programs. Watching people killed and tortured became a staple of people's daily lives, even more so than live sex TV. Action movies became snuff movies, and science demonstration programs used people instead of dummies. But death for the sake of death became only what people wanted. Those in control were simply reducing the population to a size they could control with greater ease and with the evidence they called manipulability. It was certainly a dark and terrible world. The only people that were relatively safe were those in highly secured and gated communities. The rest of the population was literally feeding off one another. If you were not a pretty person or a good money maker, you were part of the lower rung of society, those barely surviving off of heavily taxed wages and living in areas that resembled battlegrounds. So-called peace and prosperity existed as something to strive for or to be enjoyed to the fullest extent. Most people lived indoors as violence outside escalated, to the point where there was so much smoke in the air that night and day almost looked the same. So much ash in the air that the sun and moon were scarlet in color, and the rains would often produce toxic hail that would literally burn the plant life and poison all the freshwater sources. Definitely not a place I would call paradise. Unless, of course, you were one of society's great monetary producers, in which case it was the best of all possible conditions anyone could ask for, as long as you didn't think about the great outdoors. Anyway, so now this group of 12 are either following their very own desires or are using the devil's power to get what they want. Either way, they use the Bible to guide the world into what is established by a single individual, the so-called, this is a guy with all the answers, the guy with all the answers, the so-called Antichrist, or the one world leader. Anyway, that's it for this section.
Somebody's coming.
I've got a whole other section to go through, to find, and to put in order. I'll get back to you in a second.
Don't have time. Come on, go.
No,
Do
I'm
that
coming.
later.
Okay, wait. Okay, we gotta go. Okay, here we go. I've been there. Been to the other side. The other side of tomorrow. It's scary. There's a lot of horrible things coming our way. But on the other side of that, it's a world so incredible,
time travel unit. I'll show you how it works. First, you got to activate it. Then you got to wait about 15 seconds. Then you're out of here. Catch you later.
It's almost a fantasy. I didn't even believe it myself when I saw it. But I'll be glad when we get there. But in order to get there, I have to go through hell.
Time to wake up now.
Weirdest dream. Let him know. We'll see.